And yeah, we're just going to get right into NFL talk then.
Yeah. So what's going on with Rodgers? Is my whole thing is like it's not looking good for Green Bay. That's for sure. I mean,
I'm very happy over here being a Bears fan.
As a Bears fan, I'm super excited. Like this is the dream come true for us. If Rodgers isn't in Green Bay, they're not going to be as good as they normally.
I look at it as like Packers. You almost guarantee a season split with the Bears and Packers. They usually win at home, respectively. But if you take Rodgers out of the equation, it's like you would expect the Bears to win unless something crazy happens. Yeah. Even though they're in Green Bay on the road.
Because think about it like this: without Rodgers, that they're not nearly as good as they are normally. Like Rodgers makes the team. Like that. Yeah. What I'm saying, like if you got Blake Bortles or Jordan Love throwing that ball, Devontae Adams not as good. Their running game's not going to be as good. Their offense is just going to regress, and then they're going to rely solely on their defense. And I don't think their defense is that much better than the Bears.
No, I don't think so either. And I think like my big thing that I heard a couple weeks ago was like Aaron Rodgers will not play if Jordan Love's still on the team. So I was like, okay, they're going to get rid of Jordan Love. But I feel like more stuff has come out in the past, week or so that has led me to believe that even if Jordan Love gets moved somewhere else, I still think Rodgers will not really want to come back.
Yeah.
So I know there was an interview. You want to talk about kind of what happened there?
Yeah, so they kind of asked nonchalantly about it. Aaron Rodgers was dodging the question. He didn't seem like he wanted to talk about it too much, but he did go in. He said he loves his teammates, he loves the coaches. So it seems like it's all Gutekunst. Like it seemed that he has a problem with. Like it didn't seem like he even said like, he didn't mind Jordan Love, like he had no problem with him. I mean, obviously there's probably a little resentment.
Yeah, but I feel like more of the resentment is from, the upper management. Like my whole thing is they traded up to get Jordan Love in the first round. If they would have taken a backup quarterback in like say round 3, I mean, I don't think Rodgers is upset. Yeah. But like it's almost like they got Jordan Love to replace Rodgers. Yeah. So I feel like I would be upset if someone like, yeah, we got them to replace you, but we're not ready to replace you yet. But just know, like, that's your replacement.
Yeah,
like,
they draft your replacement, and then you go ahead and put up an MVP season. So you threw a whole kink in their plan because they basically said when they drafted him, like, you're washed up, like, you're done playing your best football. And he went out and played arguably his best season yet. Like,
and still without, I mean, yes, Devontae Adams, amazing wide receiver. Aaron Jones, a good running back. Yeah. Like, he's not a slouch running back, but it's like they could have drafted a wide receiver or someone for him to throw to.
Because after Devontae Adams, you're literally throwing to undrafted rookies. Like,
yeah, well, and then like I feel like almost every wide receiver that Aaron Rodgers has, partnered with has gone on to be better than expected. Like Jordy Nelson, good wide receiver. Without Rodgers, he's not as good as where he was.
Yeah, no, because when
Allen Lazard, MVS, Geronimo Allison, like all these guys are just like, oh, we're just gonna fill in a wide receiver spot, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, these guys are actually pretty good.
Yeah, but honestly, I do agree with you. Rodgers makes them because when Jordan Nelson left and he went to Oakland, he was not putting up nowhere near the number. I know it was towards his end of his career, but he was not putting up numbers nowhere close to when he was with Rodgers.
Yeah, and I feel like that's all. Like, I don't want to say that like Rodgers, like the reason Devontae Adams is good is because Rodgers, because I think Devontae Adams is still a great wide receiver.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But I think he needs Aaron Rodgers level or about the same. Like he's not gonna. If I feel like you flip Rodgers on the Bears and put Trubisky on the Packers, with Kelvin White. Probably Anthony Miller, probably all those guys end up looking like they're better wide receivers, and Devontae Adams looks worse because he's not an elite wide receiver where he's going to be able to shine with regardless of whatever quarterback's out there. But he's still going to be decent.
All right, and my question for you. Okay, so if you think that role to reverse, Devontae Adams had Mitchell Trubisky thrown to him, and Allen Robinson had Rodgers thrown to him, do you think Allen Robinson would be better than Devontae Adams?
I think if you put Devontae Adams and Allen Robinson with the same quarterback on a team, I think Allen Robinson is already better than him. I think if you flipped Rodgers and Trubisky, then Robinson's stats would be better than Adams.
Yeah, that's what I think. I honestly think like if Allen Robinson had like a better quarterback thrown to him, no offense to Trubisky, he's just not nearly as good.
Well, no, it's like Robinson works hard to get wide open, and then Trubisky throws it 10 yards over his head.
Yeah, he has
so it's like, okay, a normal quarterback who's accurate, Robinson already has more receptions and more yards.
Yeah,
so
because that's how I honestly feel like if the roles were reversed, Allen Robinson would be way better than. Well, not way better, but he would be better than.
Yeah, I think skill-wise, he's already better, and then stats-wise, he would finally be better. So then it would be even harder to argue like who's better because both stat and skill-wise, Robinson would be ahead.
Yeah, because if Justin Fields panned out, which I'm hoping he does pan out, I think Allen Robinson will be a top 5 wide receiver.
I think so too. I think he's had the skill set since he's been in Jacksonville, since he's come out of like the NFL draft. I think he's been ready to be a top 5 receiver, but it's like, how much can you do when the quarterback can't throw you the ball?
Yeah, he's never had good help with his quarterback position. As for Davante Adams, always had Aaron Rodgers thrown to him. So, honestly, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back, we're definitely going to see a huge regression in Davante Adams.
I think so. And then I also think it's like Rodgers is just out there living his life right now.
Yeah,
it's almost like football is on the back burner. I know you were talking about he's losing out on like $500K a day.
Yeah, $500K a day. He's in Hawaii with his girlfriend Charlene Woodley and Miles Teller.
Great awesome. Actor, great guy. I mean, like a guy that I would want to party with. Like,
I would definitely want to vacation.
Let me just skip work, get rid of my $500K a day, would go just party with Miles Teller.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
But as like. He's not the only one missing OTAs. Like a lot of their wide receivers, their offensive line are missing it too. But
they're probably in the 48 connected states. Rodgers is about as far away as you can get.
Yeah, as far away as you could get without leaving the U.S. But I'm just saying, like, as for how it's going and what he's not really saying much, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah. Like. So I guess I have a question for you, and I'll probably tie into like kind of our next point. So say Green Bay is able to get rid of Jordan Love, because I feel like that's kind of still a sticking point. Like Rodgers is not going to come out and say that he doesn't like Jordan Love.
Yeah.
But I feel like if they got rid of Jordan Love, that might help a little bit. Say they get rid of Jordan Love and somehow package it to get Julio Jones. Same upper management, everything stays. Do you think Rodgers is okay and comes back? Or is it too far gone to this point where it's got to be on a different team?
I'm thinking it's like a Le'Veon Bell situation. Like there is nothing that you could do because they already offered him the extension, and that's not really making him happy. Which I don't blame him, because at this point, like imagine going to work, because you got to think about it like
an everyday person.
Yeah, everyday person. Like you're going to work, you're underappreciated. It's not going to really change much.
Yeah.
Like, because the people are what make the organization. And it's just when you're underappreciated that much, which they definitely have showed that. Gutekunst has really showed that. I think the only thing that will bring him back is if Gutekunst is gone.
Okay.
But I honestly, it's tough. You really can't do it. If I was in ownership and that was part of my decision, I'm choosing Rodgers.
Yeah, I feel like when you're looking at that, Rodgers is one of those guys where he makes your organization. Like, you look at Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, probably Mahomes is starting to get up into that, and then like I know Peyton Manning and Drew Brees have retired now, but like I feel like those guys where it's like it's either me or said GM or me or said coach. I feel like you're like, well, okay, it's the player because you're making the team.
Yeah, and it's not like he's hating on Matt LaFleur. It's not like you know what I mean. It's not like he has problems with other teammates. So I honestly like I don't think they will get rid of Gutekunst, but if they should, if you have to choose one or the other, you should choose Rodgers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I know it's weird. I know Andrew was talking about this, and like he would probably bring it up more if he was here. But he was saying the Packers are publicly owned. So it's like, I feel like, with the Bears, say Virginia McCaskey or the McCaskey family could probably easily decide it's just, a small set of people.
Yeah,
we're getting rid of Pace, Nagy, whoever we're getting rid of.
Yeah, so it might be a lot of people that factor into that decision. So it seems unlikely.
And also, I feel like it might be slower too.
Yeah.
So like the longer you wait, I feel like if in August, like right before the season starts, they get rid of the GM, Rodgers may have already decided I'm not playing this year and I'm going to just sit out because I'm frustrated. So if you wait that long, you might get rid of Jordan Love, get rid of Gutekunst, and Rodgers still isn't going to play for you because he just feels like he's not respected.
And at that point, like Green Bay has to really decide, like if he's really not going to sit out a year and not play, like honestly, you're going to have to try and just package a deal to get rid of him and give him what he wants. Because what good are you going to do eating up like that much cap?
Yeah, and not even that much cap. And like same thing, if you get rid of Jordan Love, or if you get rid of Jordan Love and Blake Bortles, and then Rodgers still doesn't play, you can't get rid of your backup quarterbacks, hoping that he comes back. If he still doesn't come back, now you have 0 quarterbacks, and you're in an even worse position than just him not showing up.
So I think right now you have to just start getting these guys prepared, and that he's not coming back. Yeah. Like, it's gonna be a hectic couple of months till we figure this out. But from where I stand, I don't think he's coming back.
So him not coming, well, let's say he's not coming back. Where would you want to see Rodgers go?
I would want to see him land in Denver because I've always said this. They are a quarterback away. They just need a quarterback, and they could be a contender. I know that the AFC West is a very tough division, but if they had Rodgers, and let's say Julio comes down there, dude, that changes it. They will be a top contender. I mean, they could compete with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Because the last time they were contenders was when Peyton, went there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like Peyton, not saying that he was bad when he played for the Broncos, but he was definitely at the end of his career. He was definitely regressing to some extent.
But
he still led the team.
He did put up his best numbers.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the 2015 season, I want to say.
Yeah, it was like 2014 and 2015 I knew was when he first came. Because didn't they lose big to Seattle? And then didn't they beat Cam and the Panthers?
Yeah, they did.
That was weren't they in back-to-back Super Bowls?
Yeah. And so if maybe he can pull a Peyton Manning.
I was going to say, especially if Julio, because we've already talked, Rodgers makes the receiving core better.
Yeah.
But if you took Rodgers and then gave Julio Jones, which best receiver he would ever have had if you combine Aaron Rodgers and Julio Jones. So I feel like that's a great place. I would like to see Rodgers somehow traded to Miami for Tua. Because I feel like Miami is even more ready than if they're just quarterback away than the Broncos. Plus their division that they're in. They were one win away for making the playoffs last year.
Yeah, they were tied, and then it was a tiebreaker. They end up going 10-6 and not making playoffs.
So I'm thinking I feel like Rodgers, regardless of what team he goes to, except maybe the Chiefs or the Bucks, he definitely makes your team at least one win better.
Yeah, no, and Miami has only gotten better throughout the offseason. Yeah. They got better receivers, better defense. So, honestly, I think Tua is at this point. He could be a stud. He could be a dud.
Yeah,
you never know.
No idea.
But as Brady has shown, quarterbacks can go well into their 40s. Brady's still playing good football. And I feel Aaron Rodgers got a lot left in him.
I think so too. I think he's getting fed up with just the position he's in. So I feel like Tua, I feel like they're not confident in Miami because I feel like even going into this draft with that top 10 pick, people didn't know for sure if they were were they going to take a quarterback if Fields was still there, and he was there and they didn't. But I felt like it was sketchy. They're not super confident with Tua.
Yeah, no, it definitely seems like they are not sold yet, and
that would be good for Green, because I feel like Green Bay doesn't want to just give Rodgers away. They're going to need some pieces. Yeah. But if you got Tua, I feel like Tua is better than Love.
I honestly do
and
too.
Better than Blake Bortles. So maybe Tua doesn't start week 1 for Green Bay. Maybe Blake Bortles or Jordan Love starts a game. But I feel like if Tua and Rodgers flip places this offseason.
Oh, Rodgers
is going to dominate. Yeah. He's super happy. He's going to live that Miami lifestyle and be happy with his coaches and
that
GMs.
Would be a cool landing spot. I don't know if Miami's ready to just deal Tua like that. But again,
No.
with all that Deshaun Watson talk, I mean, I've heard a lot of things saying that Miami could be possibly trading. It could be in contention to trade to get Watson.
Okay, yeah.
But, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. If I personally was Miami, I would definitely do that trade.
I don't want to see Rodgers go to Houston. That would be
that
would be like, I like Rodgers as a quarterback. It's just that I can't like him in the regular season because it's however good he plays makes it harder for the Bears to get the playoffs.
Yeah,
but I like Rodgers as a quarterback. I think he's great. I want him to be on a good team. I want him to be out of our division.
Yeah.
So if he's not going to play for the Packers, I want him to be able to place to succeed. So I don't want to see him go to Houston because he's going to be even more pissed about the situation.
Yeah, I just hope he goes to a place where he can, like, there's something he can do to progress that team. Like Houston, they're garbage. They're going to be garbage for the next couple of years. Yeah. They didn't have a lot of draft picks last year. Like, and then you're taking Davis Mills in the 3rd round. Like, you're just. They didn't make their team better this offseason. So they're a team that's they're rebuilding. They're gonna be
for sure.
awful for a while, for the next couple of years.
I look at them as like that extreme rebuild, like where they're like, because like some teams kind of fizzle out and then start the rebuild. They just said no. Like J.J. Watt's gone.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins is gone. Like pretty much any piece that you could probably build on for a couple of years while you're rebuilding is gone, and Deshaun Watson does not want to play. So.
Yeah, and that whole thing going around with him, it's a huge question mark.
Yeah.
You honestly don't know what's going on.
You don't know if he's not going to play because he doesn't want to, or if maybe he won't be able to play because he'll be suspended for anything that's going on with him in his personal life. It's
a terrible life for Houston Texans fans. You got Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien screwed that team completely.
Tremendously screwed them up. I feel like we're going to have a lot more Dallas Cowboys fans this year because Houston's just going to be like, let's just move.
Yeah. You know? That is a dumpster fire of an organization, and I'm glad that's not us.
Yeah, we